Okay. Now, on to the next thing. How many people eat soup? Be honest. Right? Right. Everybody's got Campbell soup in your refrigerator or in your pantry. You know, for me, I like the broth. I'm just kind of a good broth person. I'm not so hung up on all the meat and cheeseburger, sirloin burger, all that kind of stuff. I think there's a lot to be said for just a good, nice beef broth or a good, nice chicken broth. And we just, before you guys got here, we were talking about chicken and dumplings out of a can. Everybody, you have to admit it, whether it's good or bad, everybody in a pinch has opened a can of biscuits and tore off little pieces and dropped down in boiling water and made dumplings. Chicken broth. I didn't say it was good. I said it worked. Okay? Well, I'm going to show you something right quick that will absolutely, any soup or stew that you do, any roast you do, anything you do, if you follow what I'm about to tell you and start it and do this first 10-minute step, 5-minute step, it'll lay the base for your chicken and dumplings, your chicken and noodle soup, your chicken and rice, your beef vegetable. This right here is the key. It all starts right here. It's a term called Mirepoix. Anybody know what that means? It means to make happy. Okay? You can't make a good soup unless it's happy. Okay? Just can't do it. So, the key, the essential key to making a good soup stock or a good broth, and I keep this in my refrigerator, you can actually freeze this. There's some products in the store that are low sodium. Knorr's is one that comes to my mind. It's a chicken bouillon. It's fabulous. They have some new, you might be familiar with the marketing side, isn't there some new paste or some new seasoning packets that are liquid I've seen on TV? Yeah. Just liquid type things. Those have really come a long ways, but they're not going to get you there by themselves. This is what's going to help you. This is what's going to make it happen for you. Okay, Mirepoix. We're going to talk about a dice. We're going to talk about Mirepoix to make happy. Okay. So you got this lonely little chicken or this lonely little pack of chicken junk. It's got no friends. Put it in the bowl, bring it to the bowl. It ain't happy. It ain't got nobody to be happy with. Okay, so here I have carrot sticks, celery sticks, and onion. That's called the Mirepoix. Anywhere you go in the world, it's called the Mirepoix. The only place that's different is in Louisiana. They use green pepper, bell pepper, onion, and they call it the Trinity. Just a regional thing, okay? But what we want to do is, we want to remember, we talked about things cooking evenly and things being the same size, okay? So automatically we know whatever we're going to do with this are going to be the same size, right? Automatically. We got our good sharp knife, okay? We're going to come in here. Remember I said when we're peeling. When I peeled these carrots today, I took my Y peeler and on that one side, I went 2 or 3 extra swipes and that gave me that flat side to lay it on. So I didn't have to do this. Because remember I told you you need a sharp knife, right? So what happens when you put that sharp knife on that round carrot and you push down? It rolls over and you're in the emergency room with half your thumb cut off because your knife is very sharp, okay? So remember, when you work with that stuff, now this is an old carrot, bless its heart. You know, see, it's not happy and it's not going in our happy mix, but I will show you what I was talking about. When I was doing the carrot, Y peelers are great, see that? They just absolutely work wonderful. And they're a couple bucks. And you can get, I mean, they're from a couple bucks to probably, in fancier stores, $7, $8. This one costs $1. You know, but when I do it, I go a couple extra times right there. Now my carrot lays flat. So I can take my sharp knife and I can go through here and I've got a flat surface for it to lay on and it doesn't roll, okay? That pertains to any round vegetables in there, okay? Any questions on that? All right. So let's talk about the Mirepoix. The Mirepoix goes back to, gosh, I don't know, a lot older than I am. So again, we're going to start with our peeled carrots and celery, and as you can see, pretty close, right? Pretty close in size. Pretty close in size. Okay, so again, Why people work in big batches, why people go fast, why people do all that fancy stuff, I don't know, okay? I've been doing this all my life. I probably can cut these. Can you all? I don't know, I mean, I've been doing this all my life. So I don't need to have a big ego. Put that back. So little princess can stay longer in the kitchen and we can talk about school and we can talk about things. So we're gonna get just what we can work with. We're gonna put our knife on our knuckle. Okay, we're going to slide this back, and again, you see it's not a fast process. It's just a nice, steady cut. And now we have things that are the same size. And so I'm going to grab a couple more. And again, we're not beating our cutting board to death. We're not flying through this stuff like some kind of samurai, some kind of emerald dude and all that. I met Emerald one time in a restaurant, in one of his restaurants. He's son. I met Mario Batali in one of his restaurants. I don't know why they cook. And it's like they don't cook for the food, cook for the money. So, and that's one thing I have said it several times while I've been cooking, but it is the basis why I cook, and I hope it's the reason why you all cook. Food is wonderful. I think it's the one thing that binds our families and keeps them together. Sitting down at the table and eating. And I tell the story at work sometimes. We had a farm, and we weren't allowed to eat if you were dirty. You can come to the table looking like a mess. Just didn't happen. You go wash your face. We had a hose outside. You wash your face off. You wash your arms off. You get a towel. Now you could eat if you didn't. If it's too busy or too hot or you had too much work to do, you could eat at a picnic table outside. But you weren't permitted at the table unless you came to the table to respect the food and respect your meal. So I think we've lost a little of that. All right, we're going to jump down to slicing vegetables. Okay, here's another one where sharp knife. You have to pay attention, okay? It's an onion. We're going to dice an onion because we need it to be the same size as our Mirepoix because this is what makes things happen. Okay, so you notice I peeled the onion and I left the root on the end of it, okay? There's two schools of thought. Some people cut it off, say don't leave it on. Some people say leave it on. In my kitchen, my girls, I have trained them to leave it on. Okay, so tonight we're going to leave it on. Okay, if you look at what it says with the slicing, let's go over to page 2, how to dice, at the bottom. It says halve the tomato, which we've halved our onion. It says draw the tip of the knife through without going all the way. Okay, so again, we've got our sharp knife. We've got our onion. And as it says, draw the knife through without going all the way. Okay? So what I'm going to do with this onion is, I'm going to cut this onion longwise, and I'm not going to go through the back edge. I'm going to save about a ½ inch that my knife point will not go through. Okay? So again, using my knuckle, I'm going to come right in here, and I'm going to make, again, I don't go fast. That's a waste of time. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm making these nice little slices, and as you can see, I did not go through the onion. I went just to the base of what's holding it together. Okay, so our onion will fan, but it's not in two. Okay, here comes the tricky part. If you're not comfortable, get a dish towel. They do make cut gloves. If you're not comfortable, you can buy a glove. You absolutely cannot cut yourself. At work, it's required. All my girls have to wear a cut glove. I don't care how good you think you are. It's just standard. At home, OSHA's not there to tell you to wear one. So, here's the most important part. You have to divide this onion. See step 2 where it says cut through the middle? Okay, here's how you do that. You bring your onion or tomato to the edge. You hold your hand like that, not like this, Not like this, not like this. You pull your hand up. You put your thumb, the heel of your thumb, on top of this onion. You very carefully, very precisely make a slit in the middle, all the way back to the back edge. And that's going to look like this. Watch my knife, hands up, and I'm just going to go right through this onion, just like that. Okay? Now if I wanted smaller pieces, I'd go through it again. If I wanted real small minced pieces, I'd go through it again. That takes some work. Dicing, you catch on pretty quick. If you're going to get down to mincing, you need to work on your knife skills, because it is a skill. Okay, but we know what we got here. So again, I'm on my knuckle, and all I'm thinking about is I want these to be basically the same size as what I'm doing. Again, see the root? See how the root stayed on? Okay. Root stays on. Okay. Now, we have this beautiful mixture. See that? You throw this on the stove. Let me see, I think I saw a pot under here somewhere. I did. So, when you saute this stuff up, that's not in the notes, we'll discuss this next class. Word saute, anybody know what that means? It means to dance, move around, happy. Okay, you take this pan, you fill it that full, can anybody dance? Can anybody really get your groove on a crowded dance floor? Not really. Bumping into folks, but you gotta have room to groove, okay? Saute. You can never saute something when it's piled on top of each other. You're braising it, okay? So we're gonna saute a little bit of this with some butter and onions. You guys are gonna smooth the smell. What you're smelling, if you do what I'm telling you to do, make your chicken broth, add this to it, let it simmer for 45 minutes, and strain it out or leave it in. That's your preference. I like to leave it in. You'll have that taste of what you're fixing to smell. You can start that base. You can put that in your refrigerator. You can come home, you can do some pasta. You can do a rotisserie chicken. You can put this base in the skillet. Anybody know what a roux is? Butter and flour. Anybody know what a slurry is? Cornstarch and water. Or cornstarch and anything that's cold, okay, to make a slurry. That's how you thicken things. So you can take some rotisserie chicken pieces, some mirepoix, some chicken stock, a little salt, pepper, and garlic, and a little slurry, and you can make fabulous chicken soup in about 15 minutes. If you don't do this, and you use the chicken bouillon, you don't put your spices, you don't put your mirepoix, you're gonna have that lacking, watery, it just ain't there, okay? So, when this gets hot, and I'm not familiar with the cooking station here, so let's hope I don't burn nothing down. Okay, I know it's a big building, but can we smell? Right? Okay, you got that smell. Okay, this is just 3 things, guys. This isn't like what I tell you, cook good food, serve it to great people. Grandfather would say, you ain't building watches. This is not complicated, okay? So we've got these ingredients. All I've got here, salt, pepper, garlic, same thing you guys have in your pantry. No magic dust in here. We'll put that in. I'm gonna bring it up with just a little bit of water, just to bring up some aromas with it. And that right there, guys, is all you need. With a rotisserie chicken, or a can of chicken, or your own chicken if you want baked chicken, whatever you guys want to do. So you can start right here and go pasta, leave the veggies in, strain it for chicken broth to make dumplings. But y'all can smell that. I know you can, I can smell it. That smells like chicken soup, yes ma'am.
Do you use sea salt?
I do use sea salt. I don't like iodine salt because I do prefer, I use very little salt, and when I do use salt, I really want the flavor of the salt. You know, like if a tomato salad, or if I use salt, I want it to be a lead. I want to know what's there, and outside of that, I don't use it. In my kitchen at Asbury, for raspberries, I don't have a salt shaker in my kitchen. We don't have any. It's on the table if you prefer it. The only time I break the salt out, there's a rule, you can't make potato salad without salt. You just can't do it. You know, and again, I'll use it because it's got to be there. But no, just to salt things frivolously, I don't do that.